Hi folks, Monday Insights for you. The Insights video where we look to the next several days and kind of dive into the meteorology driving the forecast that you see inside our Noises 1 degree outside weather app. Danielle, in our 1 degree outside today video early this morning, covered what's coming up here for the next 24 hours. The heat is rebuilding. We're headed back into another heat wave here. We're talking, though, this time about multiple disturbances that are coming through the northern tier of the United States. And there is a more meaningful cold front that shows up on the map. This front is the relief that so many of us have been waiting for. It is going to spell drier, cooler air that comes in for the end of this week. We saw that in that 14-day dew point forecast that we brought you early on, and it's still there. There's been no change to the idea that as we get later in this week, there it is, the drop in dew points down to the 50s. It will feel so much better. Between now and then, there'll be some thunderstorms. We'll cover that in a minute, and then notice that the dew point does go up a little bit again as we start getting into the middle of next week, or beginning, I should say, of next week, but another dip might come after that. So starting to mix things up a little bit, starting to break anyway what has been kind of a really prolonged humid air mass. Has been with us for, days and weeks now on end. Water vapor, I sometimes love to show this to you, great tracer in the atmosphere. In this case, the water vapor, the water in the atmosphere shows up in the whites and the greens, and what you're seeing here are multiple disturbances in the jet stream that are dropping right along the edge of the heat. So as the heat gets ready and the humidity gets ready to break down a little bit this week, each day brings a chance of thunderstorms, and some of those may be severe with locally damaging wind. Today, the greatest chance of that is going to be out across upstate New York. There is the chance of an isolated severe storm at home in New England. Tomorrow, same deal, greatest chance upstate New York, isolated severe thunderstorm possible in New England. And then by the time we get along about Wednesday, that's when the cold front actually comes through. So it actually is your greatest chance of finding severe storms across the area that would be scattered on Wednesday, particularly later in the day. So here's how the map goes. Look, Danielle already talked about the fact that you may get a couple of pop-up storms this afternoon to evening. So you want to stay on guard for that. That generally be coming out of the western sky. Keep our app handy. Keep it on radar with past plus future so you can see where the storms have been, where they are, and where they're going. We think Tuesday may start out with a couple of showers in central and northern New England. That's another push of heat and humidity that's coming into play. During the middle of the day, the sun breaks out. The temperature is able to rise up into the 90s for many. And then once again, in the afternoon to evening, a little bit later time frame on Tuesday than it is for today, you've got a higher chance of storms. Wednesday, again, the cold front itself comes through, particularly later in the day, helps to focus some of the showers and thunderstorms and downpours as they come by. And then you've changed the air. By the time you get to Thursday and Friday, you've made that total change where the dew point makes that drop and the heat eases off. So high temperatures for Tuesday into the 90s for so many of us, even into parts of northern New England for that matter as well. The humidity is still kind of crazy here as we get through the Tuesday period and really through about midweek. So Tuesday night, it's going to be mild and muggy again. Remember, you've got storms Tuesday evening that may last into the very first part of the night. Then they would get out of here. Wednesday, we fire them up again. You've got temperatures up into the 90s once more. We start to see the change in air Wednesday across northern New England, and that's what swings in so that by Thursday, so many of us are so much more comfortable. There may be some high altitude clouds left over in the morning. There may be more than that at the south coast, but we think in general we've got a nice improving trend. Look at Thursday night's lows. That's something to look forward to. The temperatures dropping down into the 50s or lower 60s. Really comfortable stuff. Sets you up for a comfortable and good-looking Friday for that matter as well. A reminder for the 14-day forecast or to track those storms today, grab our app on the App Store or Google Play. Also, it's a Monday, so I've got pattern predictions. I'll look at what's driving that 14-day forecast for the next 2 weeks coming up when I see you later on today.